AEW Full Gear is tonight, and I have my predictions for you. Hey, what's going on, guys? Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. And before I get into this video, please remember to like the video and subscribe. It helps the channel out in more ways than you even know. Plus, it's free. So tonight's AEW Full Gear, and I will be having a post show immediately after the pay-per-view for you guys. So come by, kick it, bring a snack, have a soda, have a beer, because we're going to be sitting talking about graps for as long as you guys want. I will be live with you guys. So we're going to get into the card, and we're going to start from the pre-show. And normally they like to add matches on the pre-show, in the dead of night, early in the morning, a few minutes before the show. So we're just going to talk about the important match that's going to be on the pre-show. And that is Big Boom AJ going one-on-one against QT Marshall. Take this statement as you will, whether it's a dig at AEW or me being facetious, but I'm just going to tell you how I feel. Big Boom AJ is quite possibly the biggest babyface in AEW they have at the moment, which, like I said, take that as you will. And I feel like he's going to take the W against QT Marshall. This guy has been on a media blitz with his son, Big Justice, since he stepped foot in AEW. And it's great, man. You saw them on all these different talk shows. Him and Tony Khan, they appeared on CNBC promoting the show. So I'm going to go with Big Boom AJ to take a W, and the Rizzler will somehow get involved in the outcome of this match. He'll be doing more than just ringing the bell for tonight. Next, we're going to go into the main card, and we have the four-way for the Tag Team Championship. We have Private Party, House of Black, the Outrunners, and the Acclaimed. I'm going to go with Private Party to retain the championship. The Outrunners are a team that has been gaining a lot of momentum lately. They have been getting a lot of big reactions when they have been on Collision and Dynamite. They're selling a ton of merch, but I'm going to go with Private Party to win because they just came out of this big, long, prolonged feud against the Bucks and the Elite. So I feel like it's too soon to take the championship off of them. So we're going to go with Private Party to retain. Next, we're going to go with Jay White going one-on-one with Hangman Adam Page. I feel like Hangman Adam Page is going to take the W in this one. We already saw Jay White beat him a little bit while back at the last pay-per-view where Hangman was teasing that he had issues with his knees and legs. I feel like they want to prolong this feud and get a trilogy out of this. So we are going to go with Hangman Adam Page to get his lick back and take a W. Next, we're going to go with Mercedes Moné going one-on-one with Chris Statlander for the TBS Championship. I feel like Mercedes Moné is going to retain. I've gone on multiple times on the record stating that I believe that Mercedes Moné is the GOAT when it comes to women's wrestling. She is the greatest woman to ever lace up the boots. And the way that they have booked Statlander has been kind of quirky. It's just recent that she was a heel with Stokely. She just dropped Stokely out of nowhere and switches to a face. I feel like whenever they're going to have somebody take the title off her Mercedes, it's going to be a big deal. And it's going to be somebody who can really benefit from taking a big W against Mercedes. And Statlander isn't that person. It's wrong person, wrong time for the show, and I think that Mercedes Moné is going to retain. Next, we're going to go with Garcia versus Jack Perry for the TNT Championship. I feel like Garcia is going to take the W and become the new TNT champion, and the reason why is because if you've been reading anything on the internet, Garcia has recently resigned with AEW, which he announced on Dynamite a while back, and he's somebody who Tony Khan views as a building block for this company. It's somebody who they have reportedly been eyeing as somebody who has a big future ahead of him, and I feel like the time is now to pull the trigger on Garcia and take the TNT Championship because he went against Jack Perry on a big-time pay-per-view. I feel like it would be very beneficial from getting them to the point to where they want him to be. Next, we are going to go with Bobby Lashley versus Swerve Strickland, which is the match that I am most excited about on this show. It's a match that could go either way. There's many reasons why Swerve should win, and there's many reasons why Bobby Lashley should win. But I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley to pick up the W. And the reason why is because if AEW really wants to establish the Hurt Syndicate as this big-time group that should not be messed with, they need to have a big signature win on pay-per-view. We saw Bobby Lashley make his Dynamite debut against Cheeseburger, and his partner escapes me. Not that important, right? And we saw him look dominating. But if you want to have them taken seriously, they need a big-time win against a big-time opponent. And Swerve is that guy. And I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley to pick up the W in that match. Next, we're going to go with Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay. Now, when I think of this match, the first thing that really pops into my mind is Damn. Poor Mark Davis. Injuries can't be controlled, and the timing of him being injured and the duration of how long his injury was really screwed the guy up, because now he's just a man without an island, really. And it's been very beneficial for Kyle Fletcher. He has been shown in a new light that I'm sure a lot of people didn't see him necessarily before. And I'm going to go with Will Ospreay to take the W. But the true W in this is the fact that Kyle Fletcher is having a singles match against a big-time opponent on a pay-per-view. And that's a W in itself, like I just said. And I think it's going to be a great match. I'm interested in seeing this. And I think Will Ospreay is going to pick up the W because it's been on a little schneid lately. And so that's why I'm going to pick him to take the W. Next, we're going to go with MJF versus Roderick Strong. This is the easiest match for me to pick on this card. I'm going to go with MJF. And the reason why is because the real feud that's going on between MJF is the feud between Adam Cole. And if you want to get to that point, I don't see any reason why you would have Roderick Strong pick up the W. This reminds me of a Baka Not Nice line is, only top to boss is never second in command. And Roderick Strong is a second in command when it comes to this feud. So I'm going to see MJF pick up the W and eventually resume, and we finally get that one-on-one rematch between Adam Cole that they have been hyping up. Next, we are going to go with Takeshita versus Ricochet. I am going to go with my guy Takeshita to retain the International Championship. I love Ricochet. I like what they have done with Ricochet ever since that he has joined AEW. I think that the fact that he is on a pay-per-view against a big-time opponent like Takeshita in a big-time spot for a championship is a major upgrade from when he was in WWE. The guy was lucky to even be on Raw or SmackDown having matches. So the fact that he's on a pay-per-view is a W in itself, similar to the situation that I said with Kyle Fletcher. So I'm going to go with Takeshita to pick up the W. Next, we are going to go with the main event. It is Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy for the AEW Championship. I'm going to go with Jon Moxley to retain, which this is pretty much a slam dunk in my mind as well. If you've read anything online, this is a storyline that Jon Moxley has been extremely hands-on with. This is his baby. It's a storyline that Tony Khan has basically given him carte blanche to do whatever he wants with. So with the storyline that has been so integral and so personal for Jon Moxley, I don't see him losing the championship in his first defense with this story going on. I feel like whoever takes this championship off of Jon Moxley, they're going to treat it as a big deal. Similar to where, and I know you guys are going to be like, I don't know, he's nowhere near this person. Similar to where when Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns, it was just so much more of a bigger deal. I feel like they're going to attempt to try to have their version of that. So I'm going to go with Jon Moxley to retain the championship. But let me know your guys' predictions in the comment section. Like I said before, I will be going live immediately after AEW Full Gear tonight for a post show for you guys. Remember to like and subscribe. It's free. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.